Welcome. Thank you for joining. This is the first meeting of every 2 weeks, and it's something that started last year for all those that are new. It started last year, as I said, just to literally just to keep the association going as it was in disarray. This year we're stronger. We have much more officials or members as part of our group, and so we have a lot of new things that have happened since we started. So let me just give a little bit of a overview of what's occurred over the last couple months. Back in October, I think it was 22, we had a clinic. We had about 37, it was 36 or 37 people join in. We started with some officiating of matches before the meeting even started. That was like at 9 o'clock in the morning. We did that for about 2 hours. The premise there was to do some evaluations on some young officials and have other officials, some veteran officials, be able to evaluate literally right off the mat. So if you were officiating, we had a second as well. For example, Bart and I were on a certain mat. He would take referee number 1. I would take referee number 2. As soon as referee number 1 came off, Bart was talking to him. Referee number 2 would go to officiate. Referee 3 would come in as the outside. I would take on referee, and so on and so forth. We did that for several rounds. So basically Bart had 3 officials and I had 3 officials. And again, we had 3 or 4 mats, if I'm not mistaken. And we have enough evaluators to evaluate and give immediate feedback on simple things, how to put up points, where to stand, and so on and so forth. So it's very simple. Then we went on to have a clinic, and we talked about the association and where we're at. So for those of you who were at the clinic, I apologize. Let me go through a little bit for those of us that weren't. I'll give you, everybody knows that has heard me speak, I'm a data guy. So we have gotten 95 members right now. It's a 20% increase. Just make sure you know that 13 of those, we had 13 people not return for different reasons. 1, they just retired. 2, they wanted to go back to high school, and I don't know all the reasons why, but those are some of the top reasons. With those 95 members, 22 I've categorized as rookie. It's just a loose term that I'm using. Rookies are identified for me, anyone that has 0 to 3 years of experience. And so with those 22 officials, if you haven't seen the video yet, narrated by the NFL referee, I recommend it. And he makes some very alarming details of what's happening with officials around this nation, and that is that 80% of officials will quit in 2 years if they are berated and they are harassed by coaches and fans, right? Obviously, most officials are here because they want to be part of the sport. However, it's easy to be detracted from something that you're just going to go have fun, and obviously you don't have it. So if we take that number of 80% and we take the 22 people that we have that are rookies, then we lose 17 out of 22. We only retain five officials. We can't do that to the sport of wrestling. So we've done a couple things here. One is we established a group me page. I have one with the Big Ten officials, and we had one made for these rookie officials. It's called Rookie Camp, so that they have a venue. Guys, when you guys were rookies, I can speak for myself. When I was a rookie, And I was in the midst of people that were, you know, the Mike Haggertys and the Mike McCormicks and so forth. I'm not going to speak, right? So I'm just thinking that those individuals need a room to be able to speak out and not be shy of doing that, because everybody's kind of in the same category. So we created that. We also created an evaluation system here where we have 19 head officials. We established that. Gary has established the head officials. And the premise is to, again, simulate exactly what we did at the summit or the clinic that we had, and just to be able to give you some verbal feedback. Now, understand that a working official is not going to be able to give you a written, a very detailed written evaluation. Some are, but if you're a working official, like I did last year at the Mount Union Open, I went around to every single mat and just gave some feedback immediately after you came off the mat. And afterwards, we had just a conversation, and we had 100% participation. It was an hour after everyone had left, or I'm sorry, the term was ended, and everybody stayed just to hear what I saw and just share that information. So we have that, and again, we also have those evaluators that will give you detailed information of your matches. And when I say detailed, I mean, hey, at 133 pounds, in the second period with a minute and 12 seconds, I saw you do this. You may kind of want to do something else. You may want to think of moving in one direction or another. You may want to have a stronger whistle, so on and so forth. So that's a lot that we've done in a year and 1 month of having established this association with a new board. So again, I think that's a lot that we've done, and we're doing it all for you, obviously. Let me shift over here to some notes I have so that I am able to speak of what I want to speak. All right. So again, this is something I established last year, and it came about because I wanted to make sure that everybody knew some mechanics. I'm a mechanics guy. If you guys see me on the mat, you know I'm very strict on how I make the calls. I want to make sure that the individuals in the stands, the coaches, the table especially, knows exactly what I'm talking about without saying a word. It's all about communication. Everybody's heard my story about my brother Stanley. He's mute, so I speak sign language. I need to speak to him in sign language. Obviously, he can't speak or hear. I need to be able to display the same thing on the mat to the guy that's sitting in row 254, section F. He needs to be able to know what I'm talking about just by looking at me. So it started off that way, and then it got into some videos, and then it got into some education. I want to say that I am not the national coordinator. That is Tim Shields. He'll be in on other meetings. He just had a meeting that conflicted with this one today. I am not Chuck Barbie. I do not interpret. I just read the rule book and tell you what I think. So if there's something that I am unsure of or something that you want to know, I will get you an answer and email you or text you so that it comes directly from Tim or Chuck Barbie. Today, I just wanted to spend some time doing this, just introducing everybody. I know that Bart has put in a chat that if you have a phone, please, this meeting is being recorded. I want to make sure that I get attendance. That is one thing that I definitely want to do from now on, is make sure that those of you who have sat here for half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever time, are identified as being part of the meeting. So please, if you haven't, just take a second to get on the chat. if you have a phone number that you're going through or a work address or an email, just put your name on that chat so that we can get it recorded. I want to make mention that there are 56 participants here. Out of the 56 participants, there's one young lady. Her name is Kim Hernandez is on. Leslie Tamayo. Leslie Tamayo is on. So we have 2 ladies on here out of 56. Just a side note, if you see them working, take care of them. Guys, we're trying to break some ground. This is something wonderful for the sport of wrestling, that these ladies are coming in not only from freestyle, but now trying the college circuit. And you know, as well as I do, that those coaches can get mighty tough. They are tough as well, but just take care of them when you see them. So I thank you in advance for that. So let me get into some meat here. I'm not going to have a whole lot of meat because there's only been 2 weeks of content. I haven't done any videos. I'll be doing some videos sometime next week. I'll be for Thanksgiving. I'll have some time on the mat with some. I won't name the school, but I'll be having some time on the mat with some schools. So I'll be doing some videos. But let me just get into some meat here if I can. Okay. One of the things I stressed is that when you're in a match, I did this as well. My very first tournament, I had on my cell phone, I had 4 notes, and I just put them on the notes in my iPhone, and it's just things that I saw and things that I did. So out of the 4 items, there's 3 things that I saw, but there's one thing that I'm like, you know what, I got to change that. So already I'm trying to work on my craft, guys and girls, is that we're never too late. I'm always trying to improve, and that's what you should do as well. One of the things that I did see that first weekend is, excuse me, and I saw it again on an Iowa match that I saw this weekend, is when you have near fall and you're holding points. Display this. Have your fingers in front of you, right in between you and the wrestlers. These officials that I saw had them right next to their hip. They're just like, nobody can see that. I mean, the refs, the table, the audience has to all see that. Obviously, the wrestler has to see that too. When your hand is right next to your thigh, nobody knows, right? No, I mean, if you have it on your right side, then people on your left, table on your left can't see what's happening, right? Coaches can't see. So please just try to change something in terms of having that displayed for everyone to see, as opposed to just having it for, in my example, the right side of the gym see it. Okay. Gotta go back. Okay. This is something that I noticed about myself. I usually get better at the end of the season, but I had a match that I was too close on the out of bounds. And if any of you see baseball, look at the first baseman. First baseman, there's 2 things that I learned about a first baseman in baseball is angle and distance. He has to have the right angle, and he has to have a good enough distance to make that call, right? Same thing here. On the out of bounds, if you're too close, you may just miss a hand touch. You may miss somebody coming around. So take a couple steps back. One of the things that I do is that when I see wrestlers inching over to the out of bounds, I'll say, center. I've made my verbal commands, and I just back up so I can see everything. And I just let them, I've already told them in the pre-meet, don't get me involved. I hope that I don't have to make that call. But if you make me make that call, I just may be wrong. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to verbally warn you. And again, just step back and watch the action happen. I didn't miss a call, but I just thought I was way too close to making that possibly missing a call. This was interesting. I had this last year. I'll be making definitely a film about this. Excuse me. I had a official. This is going to be maybe difficult to describe here, but I'm definitely going to do a video. Is imagine yourself straddling the line for the out of bounds, and your right hand is on the inside of the mat and your left hand is on the outside of the mat. Just imagine that. And they go out of bounds and you make a backing call. Well, I saw the official do this. Excuse me. Well, that's kind of like a push signal, right? Well, how can you be backing out but in pushing? So I literally took the official. I'm like, okay, I turned him around where his right hand was on the outside of the mat. I'm like, do a backing signal. He's like, okay. I just turned him 180 degrees. I said, do the backing signal again. I'm like, and he got confused. Like, well, this is out of bounds, but the backing signal is this way. Even though you're pointing into the inside of the mat, you're making the proper call. So little things, right? Again, I'll make a video of that. That was interesting. This is a very big one. Coaches are, as you all know, any division, 1, 2, 3, junior, NAIA, Pee Wee, 5, 6-year-olds, you are going to have the peanut gallery yell at you all day long. And the coaches are going to be yelling at you all day long. There is only one time that you should definitely have a conversation with the coaches. And that is when they take you to the table. That's the only time. You know, when they're calling for something, there is absolutely no need for you to yell out across the mat that, you know, that wasn't a takedown or you know, whatever the case may be. It's just an invitation for them to yell at you even more and have a conversation with you. And once they grab you into that conversation, you've lost, right? Because you've just fallen into a trap that you're not going to be able to get out of if you start conversing. So please do me a favor. I have rabbit ears. I have Puerto Rican ears. I have small ears, right? I can hear everything, but I don't entertain that, right? I just make the calls. And again, if you want to have a conversation, more than happy. Let's go have it, and you know, whatever comes about, it comes about. So just be careful about having those conversations, especially when they're asking for points. And again, video time. I'm gonna make a mention of a name, Patrick Frank. Patrick and I had a match this weekend, Sunday, 2 days ago, and we had some interesting things go on. But one thing, as a second official, there was an escape right at the buzzer, and as a second official, I love being a second official, let me tell you, but I want you to impress upon you guys and girls that being a second official, you have to be there for your guy or your girl. The action came to me and it was literally escape buzzer. I mean, it was escape buzzer that quick. And if I wasn't in tune with my head official and the buzzer, we would have had to review that, spend more time, discuss it. So especially at the very end of a period, please, I implore you, make those corrections as don't be looking around, be in tune with your head official. You're there to protect him or her at all costs, right? My head is on a swivel all day long, looking at the clock, looking at the writing time, looking at everything. But it was just a great workmanship between two officials, and it just had to be said. It was awesome. We got the call right. We didn't have to review. The coaches, obviously, one was not happy, one was, but the right call was made. And it's just a testament to two people working together. It was just awesome. Before I go to questions, I just want to make one comment. I've said this before. I'm a college guy. I have been a college guy for several years. I haven't done high school for 16 years. When we talk, I'd like the conversation to kind of revolve around just college. We don't need to bring in high school rules because it just confuses things. We just don't want to. And for those of you who are definitely into high school, I'd like to reiterate what I have said before. Please know your rules for college when you walk into that room. If you don't, you're going to have a longer day. All right, you're going to be questioning yourself. So I don't know what separation. I forget what I had to do to separate my rules from college to high school. But whatever you have to do when you enter that building of a college campus, know that, hey, I need the college rule book to come out as opposed to the high school, right? You guys got to do you. You guys got to do what you guys are comfortable with in terms of doing double duty. But when you step into that mat for college, Matt, please be aware of college rules. Okay. Again, we tried to do this 30 minutes or however long we want. I've said everything I wanted to say, but the next time we'll have more content, more videos of things. I have a couple. I just didn't want to introduce them today. Today was just an introductory thing. By the way, next one is in 2 weeks, which is after Thanksgiving. It's on 11/29. I hope to have Tim Shields part of it, so that he knows what we're doing as well. At this time, I will open up comments, questions, what we want to see. Before I do that, let me get a piece of paper. One more thing. I'm on a plane almost every Friday, and I have a lot of time on my hands to watch video. So if you guys and girls would like to share video, ask questions, please text me, email me. I will watch them. I will be entertained as opposed to just sitting in front of a chair watching the back of somebody's head. So please feel free to text or email me anything you want me to watch. Okay, I will open it up. Questions, comments, please, and whatever you want to know, what to see next week or next 2 weeks. All right.
Hey, Angel, Mark Seeger, how you doing?
All right, what's up?
Not much, man. Once again, I want to thank you for the time that you put in out in Adrian for that summit. I think that was a great thing. I'm only 3 or 4 years into it, but the knowledge that's gained from those are fantastic. And I'm hoping that in the future they can get more of those to get more of the younger officials involved in it, and not be so scared to go out and actually do a match.
Mark, thank you. Thank you for that. When I came home the next day, I was just so pumped. It was great. I forgot to mention that at the end, we did about an hour of just mat stuff, just me letting people know positioning, how to call things, just rules, and so on and so forth. I went through a little dress rehearsal. So again, I came out of there pretty pumped, and already I have an idea of what we're going to do next year. If I can make it happen, I guarantee you, if my thought can come to fruition, it will be a whole lot better than it was this year. I'm talking 100 times better. So thank you for that, Mark.
Yeah, and if anyone has any ideas or thoughts for next year's summit, clinics, whatever that you'd like to see more of, by all means,
Nice.
let
It
us
just kind of just enough, you know.
I was out here last night. I'll come back later, but it was perfect because it was chilly enough, and yet just if you're just within a couple of feet here, it was nice.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Hey, anybody have a?
No,
Can
it's my first
everybody
time
put their
here.
mute on?
So,
I just charge it to the room when I'm eating at the hotel.
oh, okay.
Arthur,
Hello.
Good.
Hey, Arthur, you're
Hold on.
unmuted.
Oh, well, I'll figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, but it's just nice to sit back and relax, you know.
It is. It's nice to be
Hey,
out here.
Art.
This is
Oh
my
my
second
gosh.
time out here in the
Yeah.
last couple of months. And
Art,
Hold
I
on.
like it.
Oh.
I stayed at a different property.
Art, yeah, there we go. That's our friend Art.
But what I was saying, guys, if anyone has any thoughts or what, I think a lot of people really like the on mat time and everything, but if you have any ideas for next year that you'd like to see that we didn't do or do more of, by all means, let any one of us on the board know, let Angel or myself know, and we'll try to get that in place for next year.
So Nima, thank you. Nima's awesome. Nickname Zima. But he just shared with everybody on the chat the buzzer. He's just too quick. If you want to go into it and see it, it's on the chat. I haven't clicked on it, but I will later. I haven't even watched it. It was just
Angel Garth.
Eric, to your question, I think don't want to do that in this audience, so we can do that later, bud.
Angel Garth Trumbull, question on mechanics, if you wouldn't mind. And this is when to award near fall points that have been earned but not awarded yet. Top man earns them, bottom man bellies out. His wrists are free, but the top man still has legs in, even though the hips of the bottom man may be parallel to the mat. Are you awarding it with the legs in, or are you going to wait for the legs to come out before you award the near fall?
Personally, me, I wait until the bottom man is able to protect himself, right? Having a leg in doesn't mean that he gets to turn him. He still has to work to get his arms or his head, whatever move he needs to make to be able to make him turn. A leg in is not going to turn him alone. So I tend to give the points as soon as I see that the bottom man is able to defend himself. So just a little bit more clarification, Garth, if his hip is a little bit turned, again, I'm going to wait until he can defend himself.
Regardless of the leg in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, Angel, this is Kim. Just a quick overview. Can you walk through your pre-meet routine whenever it comes to a dual meet?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up. Kim, I thank you twice for bringing that up because I wanted to make mention of the points of emphasis. Okay, so obviously when you go through a pre-meet it takes me about 90 seconds, everyone, to do my pre-meet. It's very quick. They don't need you to explain all the rules, right? They know the rules, whether they want to or not. They know the rules. But it's basically, I'll try to do it right now. I haven't done one yet, but I'll try to do it right now. So I'll say, hey, gentlemen, thank you. My name is Angel Rivera, and here, my second official, her name is Kim Hernandez, and we'll be your officials for this evening. Here are the points of emphasis that we've discussed through video on RefQuest, and I go through all the points of emphasis. And then I say, hey, guys, one thing, you just got to know, I will be very verbal with you. I'll let you know where you stand. Based on that, make sure that you're listening to what I'm trying to tell you on the mat. If you take a chance to wrestle at the edge of the mat, I have to make one of 3 calls. Those 3 calls are this and that and that. I may be right, I may be wrong. So you take it upon yourself to put that decision in my hands. I expect you to work in the center of the mat, and if not, then obviously you know what's coming afterwards. You have any questions? And then I answer questions. I try to make it sweet. Kim, do not, and other guys, do not, I emphasize, do not tell them what you're going to do or how you're going to call. Do not tell them how you're going to call stalling. Do not tell them how you're going to call any other move, because the first time that you don't call it that way, you're at the table, and then you're going to be at the table all night long. Okay? Stick with the rules and be short, be quick, and you're out of there. Kim, what I will do as part of this, I will lay out some notes on that as well and pass it to everybody.
That's
This is
great.
Daryl Duke. Can I ask?
Daryl?
This is Daryl Duke. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Referee's position, bottom man is on bottom, top man's on top. Bottom man stands to his feet. Top man grabs one of his legs. I immediately start the drop down count. I get to 5. I hold up the hold stall signal. When do I blow my whistle to hit the top man for stalling? Let's say the top man, the bottom man escapes. So the first question, when do I blow my whistle to stop the action and hit the top man for stalling? That's the first question.
Yep. All right. So there's a couple of scenarios there, Daryl. Thank you for the question. Basically, if you're on top and bottom and you are on a drop down or side headlock and you're doing a count, when you get to 5 and you don't see any action that the bottom guy is possibly going to get out, then you immediately call. You know, that's just 5, stall call, stop. As soon as you get to 5, you stop. If in fact,
I got that.
I'm sorry.
I got that. That wasn't, I got
Yep.
that part.
Gotcha.
But that was
So,
not my scenario. My scenario
No.
was bottom man stands up, the top man grabs his legs, holds it. I get the 5 count. I hold this, I put up the signal, and when do I blow my whistle?
Yep. So yeah, that was one of the 3 scenarios. The other scenario is that exactly, that you get to a point where you have that signal, right? And so
Yes.
I cannot sit here and tell you or tell everyone here when to blow that whistle. You have to use your wrestling IQ to be able to know, okay, does that bottom guy have the opportunity to get out? Now, the good thing is that you stop riding time by displaying this signal,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So the top guy is not gaining anything. So again, it comes up to you, right? Okay, do I just let it go or am I going to stop this match, right? Because you want to give the guy an opportunity, if he's that close to getting out, to get out, right? So again,
Yes.
it's on you. It's got to be your sense. You got to feel what's happening in the match, in the moment, to be able to say, yes, I'm going to let it go. No, we're going to stop it here.
Okay, following up on that particular scenario,
Yep.
the bottom man escapes. Bottom man escapes. I hold up the neutral signal. First, I hold up the point, neutral. Do I blow my whistle and then hit the top man for stalling?
Nope. So when that happens, he escapes. One escape, right? Stalling. One. Let match continue.
One escape. Then I hit the top man for stalling.
Yes. Let the match continue. Okay?
So I don't blow the whistle.
No.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I got it.
Fantastic,
I got
Darryl.
it.
Just to clarify, because he got the escape, we don't blow the whistle, as opposed to he doesn't get the escape, then yes.
Correct. That was his question. If they escape, when do we blow the
Thank you.
whistle? You don't blow the whistle when he
Thank
escapes.
you.
Yeah, I think also the similar situation as far as other penalties, like you have something illegal, they want us to stop the match in various situations where we might let it go, where there's no risk of safety for some of those situations. And once that ends, then you want to stop it, penalize, and restart. But in the stalling situation, just let them go, especially if they're in that neutral position.
Yes. Thank you, Bart. That's been a conversation, subject of conversation lately here. The difference between think about it, illegal and technical violations is you want to stop the illegal. You don't have to stop the technical violations necessarily, okay? So illegals, whenever that happens and points are earned, let the points get earned first, even though you have an illegal signal, and then you stop it. So Pat and I had an illegal situation. We called an illegal situation during a takedown. We allow that to continue to happen to see if, the person gets a takedown. If the person that committed the illegal act gets a takedown, well, we stop it. No takedown, one for the other person. If the person that had the illegal act committed on him, then we still stop it, but award the 2 takedown, and then stop it, and then award the 1 illegal. 100% always stop after an illegal hold. Again, let wrestling continue if you feel that it's not dangerous or that the wrestler is going to get hurt. Obviously, if you think the wrestler is going to get hurt, stop it immediately.
Angel, what if, continuation with that, what if they put him right straight into near fall and you have a 4 count and you hold it for 40 seconds? Do we stop it right after the near fall situation ends?
Do we have a takedown to the back?
Yes.
Yes. Continue. If we have a takedown, if we just have a takedown and then he puts him on his back, no. Also with that, just think about this. I throw you with a lateral drop on your back and we commit an illegal hold while I'm on my back. We let it continue. Again, unless it's dangerous or unless you feel that the person is going to get hurt, then you stop it immediately. Other than that, you let it continue and you award the necessary points.
And listen to the coaches screaming, it's still illegal, it's illegal.
How you doing?
Yep. Just because it was Kathy that spoke, just reminds me that if you have someone else's name or number or email, please in the chat, please put your name. Okay, I think we got through several questions. If anybody has one, this is your time to speak up. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait.
I got one, Angel. So we're talking about illegal holds during a scoring situation. What about defensive man in the middle of an escape? Like example, defensive man circles out, offensive man applies a front headlock and somehow gets an illegal front headlock, but the defensive man is in process of trying to get an escape. Would we stop it for the illegal front headlock, or would we signal and allow it to play through to see if the defensive man can get the escape?
Yes to the latter.
Okay.
Right? Again, asterisk, unless you feel it's going to hurt the individual, then you stop it immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've got him where he's being choked out or something, you might have to go ahead and stop it.
Yeah.
Right.
Donald had given me something to talk about. That's a front headlock, people. I've had this question a couple times. I mean, several times actually. Top man's on top. He comes around with that front headlock. What do you do? So again, going back to what I told Daryl, you got to use your wrestling IQ. You got to identify whether that offensive wrestler is making some attempt to get back around. If not, then you need to understand that that person may just be stalling. Understand that one of the ways that you can stop that person or communicate is to say improve. Improve so that he can do something. If he doesn't, bang with the stalling. Okay. All right. Well, listen, awesome turnout today. Fantastic. Loved it. Thank you for all the questions. Got all my notes. We'll all have some videos in 2 weeks. And again, we'll have Tim part of it as well. Again, great participation. Can't wait to see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a fantastic week of wrestling. For those of you who are officiating, also happy Thanksgiving to all of your families and yourselves. Please be careful and be safe in your travels, so we can all see you back one day or another. All right. Fantastic.
Thanks, Angel.
Thank you.
We're all invited to Angel's house for Thanksgiving. Amber's cooking.
Yeah, you can be here. I won't be here. Bart, are you still on? Bart's still not on. Hey, Patrick, are you still on? Patrick Frank, no. Eric, give me a call. Let me know what you wanted to find out about that. Right?
You started to touch on it when you talked about the penalty that you guys let continue.
Okay.
The video and the commentating and everything and the signals you guys are giving, everything was different. Sitting here watching, nobody has a clue what happened. That's all.
Okay. I thought everything was the same in that illegal headlock. We both said the same thing.
Is that?
I'm sorry, headlock, illegal head scissor.
Is that what we had no idea. We couldn't see. And then the commentating was talking about technical violations and you were signaling illegal hold.
Don't listen to the, again, what'd I tell you?
Oh,
I'm communicating to you, right? If you know wrestling, I'm communicating. Forget what the commentator says.
But we didn't have video to be able to rewind and go see what the hell just happened. So it was one view only, and that was it. Then everything else after that was the conversation and you guys, and
yeah, there was a challenge. There was a challenge, right? Because I called illegal right after he called illegal, so we had the same thing, right?
Yep.
So again, the commentator, he may have been a baseball guy. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh,
right.
Clearly.
Right? So unless you have Tim, even with Jim Givens, sometimes he commentates on the wrong things that are being done on the mat. So just listen, look at the officials, And I hope that they're signaling, making the right signals to communicate. But yeah, I was, I made the signal of illegal, because it was illegal.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah. And you let, again, you let wrestling continue until something happens. And
Yeah.
you know what? It's unfortunate because it was a 4-4 match and it happened at the very end with 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
It was bad. You know, if it happened in the first few seconds of the match, right? Totally different story. Wrestle
Time to
differently,
recover.
right? Yeah, exactly. Time to recover and ride a little bit longer, maybe get a riding time or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it's unfortunate when everything happens with just a few seconds left in the mat.
How far was that duel from where you're living?
2 hours.
That's not bad at all.
No, it wasn't bad at all. Not bad at all.
That's a home match for you.
Yeah. No, it's again out of the 6 ACC schools, I'm 4 of the schools. I'm within 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah. And don't we have a new sort of, not affiliation, but a new sort of agreement or something, don't we, coming up with Big Ten and ACC officials or something?
Well, I think there's some give and take from the two guys that assigned that, you know, we're sharing. Let's just say.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yep.
That'll be good. That'll be good for everybody.
Yep. Different people, you get different looks.
Oh yeah.
You don't get to yell at the same people all day long, especially the ACC when they only have 6 teams.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Cool.
That'll be good.
Hey, Art. Art's a friend of mine, long time. He always likes to talk. Look at him.
I'm in Vegas, man.
That's the most handsome guy I know right there.
What's going on?
Not much.
Hey, thank you so much for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, bet lucky 7 for me tonight. All right. Well, I'm out. I gotta go eat. Take care.
Thanks for everything. See you guys.
All day long.